Okay, good day everyone. And 今日咧，我就同我一個嘅老友阿 Jad， 佢咧會介紹自己噶啦。佢喺黎巴嫩咧係移民咗嚟冇幾耐嘅啫嚇，真係好落地冇幾耐嘅。咁今日我特登揾佢嚟咧，就係講下佢點解會喺黎巴嫩移民嚟加拿大，而且係移民嚟 Halifax。同埋佢講下佢即係喺呢度嘅經驗係點樣樣。So today I'm going to introduce my friend Jad, and he will introduce himself later. And he's from Lebanon, and that's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to let him introduce himself. Good evening, Jad. Can you briefly just introduce yourself and a little bit, and we will talk about why you decided to come to Halifax.
Hey, my name is Jad BouChahine. I'm 33 years old. I come from Lebanon. I arrived in Canada August 2018. I studied physical education and sports in university. I have a wife named Jessica and two kids, James and Josh.
Oh, all J's.
Yeah, the J.
Yes. Okay. So 2018, so it's about 2, not 3 years yet, if I remember it correctly.
About 2.5 years, yeah.
Yeah, 2.5 years. So you are still very new. So is it the first time you come to Canada, or you came here before?
No, that's the first time here. I've been in the US before, and I realized there's a lot of similar things, but the first time in Canada.
Oh, okay. Good. So can you share with us why did you leave the country that you were born and raised up and so familiar with, and decided to pick up roots and come to Canada?
Well, my wife was born here, so she's Canadian, but she left here when she was 5, and she lived the rest of her life in Lebanon. And when we met, she told me she's Canadian, and I know most of my family is in the US, and I've been there, so I know what it's like to be there. And so we always talk about moving here. Should we go? Should we? No, maybe we're doing okay here. Let's just stay here for now.
Here you mean Lebanon or
Lebanon? Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
And then we got married, and then we had our first kid, James. So my wife was working at a school. She was part-time. I was working at a university, and I was part-time. So we figured we can't stay like this. We need to, move up a little bit. So we both spoke with our supervisors, like, hey, can we become full-time workers, employees, have all the perks and, have a secure future at a certain point? And they both said no, and realized we can't keep going like this, especially with the baby here. So we considered Canada.
Okay.
And it was easy for Jessica and James to come in here because they were Canadians. So they got here before me. She applied for my papers, and when I got the visa, I came here.
Oh, so I see. So she came here first, and then you come later.
Yeah.
So
it took about 7 months. We stayed about 7 months away.
Okay. Did she just arrive at Halifax or some other parts in Canada before?
At first, it was Liverpool.
Okay.
And she was going back and forth between Liverpool and Halifax because she has relatives there and here.
Okay.
So she lived like a couple of months here, a couple of months there, just to change,
Okay, I
work
see.
or anything. So just,
Mm-hmm. So, as you said, both of you had jobs, actually pretty good jobs in Lebanon. And face another
challenge
in your life at the good old age of 30.
Well, that's the thing. It was living in Lebanon has become a challenge. That's why. So we figured we don't know what's going to happen, and we don't know if we can keep on going. We figured in Canada, we don't know as well, but because to us, compared to Lebanon, it was more stable. It could offer more potential for us to survive a little bit better than what we had in Lebanon, and so far it's been proving that way. And
Oh, good.
now the situation in Lebanon is even worse than before we left. So it was the best decision we've ever done. So it's not easy to leave it, but it was mainly um, economical, and we didn't feel safe. We weren't financially as safe and stable as we are now and here. So
Hmm.
yeah,
So financially, or well, obviously, and all, and job and all that, you took a hit.
yeah. At the beginning, of course,
Oh
at the
yeah.
beginning, so it was very very hard for us. But then we found jobs here, and we got some supports from family and friends. And so right now we're doing way better than when we did in Lebanon before we left.
Oh, good. It's
Yeah.
really good to hear. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. Um. So what other experience can you share with us in moving to a new city, a
Oh,
new country? For you, you never been here, and how's the adjustment going?
yeah. Well, if anyone is listening to this and they ever moved, they would understand how it feels like. It was very difficult for us, leaving a place that where you lived for 25 and 30 years of your life, leaving family, friends, memories, house, uh, everything you know, right? So it was not easy at all. But again, as I said, it was a decision that we had to make. Now we weren't worried about the language barrier because our English was good and our French is good, so we were not worried about language.
Mhm.
But again, yeah, for me the first time ever. But again, I've been in the U.S., which is kind of close, but still.
Okay.
Um, we didn't have a lot of friends. My wife has some relatives, but again, some in Liverpool, some in Truro, some in Halifax, and most of them have jobs and kids, so they can't be free for us all day long to,
Yeah.
introduce the city and explain to us everything. So whenever they can, they did,
Yeah.
and it was mostly us, trying to call and look and search and read and try to figure things out. And I would say we did a good job.
Oh yes, you certainly did. in in 2.5 years, you
Yeah.
you know you adjusted well. How do you find the people here? Are they
Oh.
welcoming or are they nasty?
Well, I've heard about Canadians and how Canadians are very, nice people and good people, but I didn't figure it's gonna be this way. At first, like the first month, I was like, okay, is this a dream? Am I being recorded? Is this a prank? Are you guys like making this up? I keep talking to my family and friends the first couple of months, like they do this, they do this. I mean, it's a shock for me. People are extremely friendly, extremely nice. Again, compared to Lebanon, where anyone can shoot anyone for any reason, this is just, it was
Oh yeah.
just. I felt I'm in a dream. This is kind of a heaven for us compared to what we had.
Okay. Okay. Nice to hear that. So I know that, and as you said, you work in a university setting when you
Yeah,
were in Lebanon.
yeah.
Okay. Job wise, so is it difficult to get a job on, or how is it going here?
It's very disappointing for
Okay.
me. That's the most disappointing thing that I've gone through. I did not see this coming. So I had 5 years education in university in Lebanon, and I had about 13 years of work experience in sports, between part-times and full-time jobs in schools, universities, gyms, and teams, sport teams, personal training, and all this. So I mean, the way I look at it, my resume is pretty stacked up, so it's good enough. And we presented our papers to the government here, and both my wife and I have our teaching certificate, so we can legally teach in any school here. And because I have my permanent resident, I can coach in any place. So I'm legal to work in any job. And I can easily say in the past 2 years I've applied to at least 200 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly sports related. Uh, some of them are not because I'm working in a warehouse now. So I figured I could apply to another warehouse, but in a a little higher position because of my skills and ability. With all due respect, I'm not disrespecting the warehouse job,
Mm-hmm.
but it's for people who don't have higher education, right? People who
Okay.
don't have many options. So I feel like I have options. I deserve a little better. But every single place I applied, and recently the latest school that I applied to, uh, no one acknowledged my education nor my experience because it's all in Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's extremely disappointing. And I feel like, I mean, they're not being racist, but for me, it hurts because I'm eligible. I can do this,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not given the opportunity because, hey, we don't know what you studied, we don't know what you worked, so I'm not given a chance.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah,
it's
that
extremely disappointing.
yeah. It seems to be for a lot of immigrants that they cannot work as whatever they were working or qualified to do before, or they have to start from the very beginning.
I'm okay to start
Yeah,
with a
yeah,
low something, but I'm not even given that opportunity to start
yeah.
low in sports. I'm not even no one gave me that chance.
Is it just because they do not have confidence in whatever you were doing before, or do you feel anything different?
Well, I mean, some of those jobs didn't even qualify me for an interview. So they look at my resume, say, "No, sorry, we're gonna go with someone else." I didn't even get to the interview part.
Okay.
But as I was working more here and applying and whatever, some I got interviewed in some places, some I just got to the verbal interview, some places I got to the practical interview, and the latest job was it could be a dream job for me. In a school, private school, when I'm the PE teacher, I'm the athletics director. And it was very close to my house, and it was very prestigious school. And I got to the verbal interview, and I passed. And I got to the practical interview, and I passed. And I got to the last two, so it was me and one more other guy, and they picked the other guy. And as they were explaining why, they were like, they didn't say it clearly, but they were kind of implying that we are not sure about your past. So they're not sure about the education. They're not sure about
Mm-hmm.
the experience. Again, I understand because the way teachers teach in Lebanon is different than teachers teach in Canada. I get
Oh,
it.
definitely, yes.
But if I'm not given a chance,
Mm-hmm.
how would anyone know? I mean, I did a practical class in front of like six teachers, and every feedback they said it was like positive, positive, good, good. We saw this, we like this, we like this. Okay, all this positive thing, and then when if you're not going to acknowledge my education and experience, you shouldn't even allow me to apply in the first place. So just
Mm-hmm.
say no from the beginning. Don't say yes and give me hope, 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 and then it's like, well, no.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
a frustrating thing for me.
I think for a lot of immigrants that, or new immigrants, that would be, um, well, one of the hurdles that they putting in front of them,
Yeah.
right? So that is disappointing. Since you are now, Lebanon is somewhere in the Middle East. Do you find that there's a discrimination factor that people from the Middle East?
I mean, I haven't felt it so far. It's been two
Okay.
and a half years, and I've never felt that anyone, because of my race or the country that I'm coming from, they behaved or said something or did something to me
Okay.
based on that. I mean,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure those rejection of work is not because Lebanon or because me from Lebanon. So it's not discriminating because of this.
Okay.
Uh, no one, in the streets or anywhere we went or the church, no one showed anything
Mm-hmm.
based on,
Mm-hmm.
being from the Middle East or Arab or this.
Okay.
So I haven't seen that yet. haven't experienced.
Okay. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So, what part in Halifax do you like, and what in here do you miss?
I love it here. We both love it here, my wife and I. We love Halifax. We love Nova Scotia. Everything about it. Mostly so many parks close to the city.
Mm-hmm.
Transportation, the respect, so many things that I know a lot of Canadians nag about, and between my friends and my coworkers and people from church, when we say things, and for them it's like they nag about police, they nag about snow removal or the bus or taxes or whatever, and then they hear stories about us and from what we had in Lebanon, and they're like, okay, we should stop nagging because we have none of this.
Mm-hmm.
None of this. Okay. So everything here is just great for us because we're not used to this. We're not used to the amount of respect that a human being could have that we didn't have.
Okay.
We love the people. We love the city. The city is a city, but it's not an actual city. It's more of a town. It's not like Toronto or those big cities. So,
yeah,
and
it's
that's what we
smaller
like.
city. Yeah.
Yes,
much
we love
smaller.
this. Yeah, we don't like traffic and people, lots of people, whatever. So we completely love it. We can't pinpoint something that like we don't like. And the only thing I say I miss about Lebanon is mountains.
Okay.
We have a lot of mountains in Lebanon and a lot of scenery due to the mountains. So that's the only thing I was like, I miss seeing, the mountains.
How about, one thing I talked to a lot of immigrants from Hong Kong and all that. One of the thing that they really scare is the weather. They're all afraid, boy, is it freezing here? Is it minus 40? Or how bad is the snow? And so on. Now, I don't know how much snow in in Lebanon, but how do you feel about the weather?
Well, when we live in Lebanon, they describe Canada for us as the North Pole or the South Pole, as if it's just a sheet of ice. That's what they describe it. But then my wife got here first, and it's not.
Okay.
It's not at all. And again, I'm a guy who loves the cold. My wife is okay with the cold.
Okay.
But I've been living here for 2.5 years. I've had 3 winters, so I could speak about the cold. Like on temperature wise, yes, the temperature is below zero, but the feel that I feel when I'm standing outside, I can wear a hoodie and a jacket, a glove maybe, and I feel like I'm fine,
Okay.
because it's not as humid as Lebanon. In Lebanon, it will be like 10 degrees above zero, but I'll be wearing half my closet, half of my clothes, and I'll be shaking. So because it's very humid, so you can feel it in the bones.
Yeah.
And right here, we're at sea level. It will be exactly the way the temperature is in Lebanon at the top of the mountains.
Okay.
So at the top of the mountains, it's not humid. So it feels almost the same way. So that's how I explain it to my friends in Lebanon. Everyone's like, is it freezing? It's like, no, you've been to the mountains, right? So it's just like that, but it's at sea level.
Okay.
So whether in the summer, whether in the winter, whatever, because in the mountains we have snow in Lebanon, at sea level we don't.
Okay.
So imagine someone living at the top of the mountains in Lebanon and someone living at the sea level in Halifax. That's about the same weather. The only thing is when the wind goes here, that sucks.
Yes.
When the wind goes, it's just
it is windy. Yeah, and it takes away the heat of it from your body.
Yeah,
definitely.
When it's the days that are not windy, whether if it's snowing or minus whatever, I feel like it's not as cold as I was expecting, so it's fine. Just when that wind goes.
Yes, definitely. Yes. In this way, so you do say yes, the job and all that is not I cannot get my old job, work at my old type of job, but people wise, environment wise, it seems that you're very happy.
Extremely happy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Compared to what we have when we had.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you looking forward in Canada or in
Well,
Halifax?
we're looking forward for many years. One of the main reasons, obviously, we moved is, for the future of well, it was just James, now it's just James and Josh. So to see their future here, because I'm pretty sure if we had stayed in Lebanon, there wouldn't be any future for all of us. So I can't wait for that. We were living in an apartment. We live now in a better apartment, so I'm looking forward to eventually have a down payment for a house. Uh, Again, yeah, I'm still hoping that eventually I'll find a job
In
in
your
my
field?
degree in my field.
Yes.
That'll be awesome. But for me, even if I stayed in this warehouse, that's it's not awesome. But hey, I'm doing better than what I ever did in Lebanon, so it's okay.
Okay.
But I would still hope to have a better job.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, mainly that.
Okay.
Hopefully COVID ends and we go back to seeing friends more. So
Yes, definitely. I can't wait. I can't wait. So, in this case, I do have to ask you this question. Would you ever consider going back to Lebanon?
but this idea is always in my head, and my wife and I are always discussing it. We most certainly want to go back for a couple of weeks for a visit to our families, but we will never go back to live there. We cannot. I can't see myself ever going back unless for some reason the government kicks me out. But um, I can't. I'm actually convincing my family to come here because of the
Mhm.
situation they're going through right now with all the protest and the government and the currency exchange. They're just everyone took a nasty hit.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to convince them to consider coming here, or at least to the U.S. To our other family. But and I really want, because my parents and my wife's parents have not seen Josh, so they've never actually met
Oh,
him in
yes.
person. So
Yes.
and the kids have never met their cousins. So we wanna meet up again. So what if they all agree to come here? Well, there's no reason for us to go back. But if
Yeah.
they don't, that we really want to go back to visit them again, but
Mhm.
never to live there again. No, I just can't imagine it.
I have zero, literally zero idea about the history of Lebanon. Can you use a few minutes of a condensed
Oh man.
version of why on earth it suddenly I wouldn't call it suddenly, it's been
Yeah,
brewing
yeah.
for
It's not
decades.
suddenly, yeah.
Yeah, it's why it's the situation now compared, how it get there.
Well,
How on earth did we ever get here?
yeah. Well, I'm not a politician and I've never dealt with politics at all. So
No, neither am I.
yeah, I know. So whatever I'm about to say may be 100% wrong, but this is what we were taught in schools. This is what we learned from our families and from friends. This is what I know. Okay. So
Okay.
back in the day, before between 1940s, 1950s, the 70s, Lebanon was one of the best country in the world. They used to call it the Switzerland of the Middle East.
Yes, that's what I was told. It was
Yeah,
the milk and honey.
yeah, yeah.
That's the
That's
richest place in the Middle East.
that's what we
One.
knew, and everyone wanted to be there for any reason. People needed to go there, And then the Civil War started. I would say 1970s, and I think, like from my point of view, the way I see things, after that, war ended until this moment, it's been the same bad way, but there's no war, but it's the exact same way. So the hatred, the I cannot live with you if you disagree with me, the I'm the boss, I'm the leader, I'm the shot caller, and you're nothing, and you have to either agree with me, be under me, or just die. And the problem is this was raised like parents and grandparents, and going back, everyone teaches their kids, everyone teaches their kids this. And how I know this, because I'm gonna say two small stories that for me that sums it all.
Okay.
So I'm a Christian, and I have no problem with anyone. A lot of people don't have any problem with anyone else. I was into cycling, so I was with a friend of mine, and he's Muslim, and we're completely fine. We're cycling, and they had a big event, and there was his nephew. He's like 8 years old. He didn't know I was Christian, so he was talking to me, and I love kids, and I'm talking to him, and we're having fun and jokes, and you know, and there's a lot of people. And at the end of the day, I was bending down to tie my shoes, and I have a cross here, and it fell down like over my shirt. And he was like, "Oh, you're Christian?" I was like, "Yeah." And for the rest of the day, he did not speak to me. He did not come near me. He did not talk to me, and I've never seen him ever again.
And that's 8-year-old.
He's 8 years old. Same thing, different story. So I was working in a school before I got here, in a Christian region, in a Christian school. So all the kids in that town, they're all Christian. And we were playing a game, and in the game I say different things, different names, and so get them confused, let them think, whatever. And these are 5-year-olds. 5. So they're all used to Christian names. So as I was telling the story to make fun of it, and I mentioned 2 Muslim names, and they were like, "What? Who are these guys?" So I was like, "Okay." I said 2 Christian names, like, "Oh yeah, my uncle's name is this, my cousin's name is this." So it's that bad. Between religions, between political parties. And again, it's not like we can get along. No. Oh, no. You have to agree with me, or you have to die.
Okay.
Only 2 options.
But that's 5-year-old and 8-year-old, and the hatred started when they can hardly read.
Because it's the parents. So like, let's say I have 2 kids right now. So if I'm in Lebanon, I should, obviously not me, and my parents won't do that, but like a typical Lebanese person would be like, I have to teach my kids that we are Christians and we are against everyone else. It's because 5 years old won't pick it up by themselves. They won't. Kids don't know this. Well, how come it's been going on since 1970s till 2020? Because it's been fed here as they were kids. I mean, my son, when James went to daycare, he was 2. 2 years ago, he was 2 years old. He has 2 best friends. One is a Japanese kid. One is a black girl. Well, if I don't say anything about it, they won't feel any difference. These are kids, and I'm a kid, and these are my friends. That's it. But if I say, okay, so they are black, we are white. These are Asians, we are from Middle East. Well, I'm pointing out the difference. I'm making it a problem.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's happening in Lebanon. I'm a conservative, so I will teach my kids to be conservatives and hate liberals. I'm a liberal. I will teach my kids that we are liberals. We hate conservatives. It's not like we're different, but we can, work things out. No. That these guys are different than us. We do not talk to them. We do not be friends with them. That's, if we can, we should try to kill them. Otherwise, why it's been going on for this long? Otherwise, if it was just the older people who had this hatred, when they died, this thing should have ended, right?
Yeah, but
it's still
perpetuates. Yeah. So well, in many ways, I'm glad that you are out of
Trust
a
me, we
very
are glad.
difficult environment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like for example, here's a funny story. So every political party in Lebanon have like a color asserted to them. So
Yes.
orange, black, red, whatever. Anyway, so in my car, in the glove compartment, I would have like 6 different colors. So in case I would have to drive through a certain area where I know everyone is with this political party, and I will put the scarf. It's like, yeah, I'm with you guys, so they won't shoot me or they won't hurt me. And it's a true story.
Hmm.
It's just
Well, it is a story we need to learn in order to avoid.
well,
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So, well, I'm glad that we have this talk, and
oh yes, it's awesome.
so I continue to pray that you will get a job that you really enjoy.
I hope so. I
Okay.
hope so too.